We are live. Welcome, everyone, to the Great Unlock. We are here today with our hosts talking about loneliness. And we're going to start it off with a question. And the question is: does feeling lonely actually just make you more lonely? Is that a loop we are all just kind of stuck on sometimes? So, whoever wants to take that, go ahead.
Yeah,
I don't mind to take it first.
by all means.
I found that loneliness has very little, well, in my experience, has had very little to do with how many people were actually around me and how much I felt like I was understood, heard, and seen by them. And when you feel like you can't be your true self around people, it's a very lonely place to be. So it's got very little to do with the actual amount of people that are around you and more about the connections that you have. That's how it felt for me, which then I did get stuck in the loop. I felt like, wow, I'm just acknowledging it made me dip down even more into it. It's like quicksand.
Yeah.
It's like you got to hold still
Yeah, quicksand.
and
That's a
just
good
like,
analogy.
just lay back into it. They tell you just lay flat and then
Right.
and then you can slowly start moving your way to the side or grab onto something. It's like you have to just lay in it. Just let it rest, let it die. Just
Yeah. I like the it's like the quality of the people that are around you. Like, okay, so you're feeling lonely and you're surrounded by people. Did you surround yourself with people because you were afraid of feeling lonely? And then you just, were on that wavelength, and that's you've got 8 friends that you're around constantly, but all of you are feeling the same way because that's what you got, because that's how you've been feeling. Like, well, now you all feel together alone. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah, there's something to be said about that. Like, no matter where you're at in life, no matter how high or how low, you got to remember that you are the operant power, right? So you got to like stop and reflect on that a little bit with kindness to yourself. Don't berate yourself over it. Just recognize.
yeah.
Um, uh, Second that, whatever you say, Shem, blessed, 100%. I would add to this as well, and that's an English saying, so it's not a French saying.
English
Um,
saying, oh boy.
Misery lacks company.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, that one.
So I would say that it's almost as if you have to redefine for yourself the ability to choose how you want to feel about a situation. You could see it in different ways. So let's say it's very quiet around you because essentially that's how people like to feel lonely. You could interpret it as a moment of stillness where you can create the ideal reality for yourself. Or you could choose to say, wow, that's really quiet. It's too quiet for me. I'm hearing my own thoughts and I don't like what I'm hearing. So if you pay attention to the way
Yeah,
you
who's been there
feel every
before?
single
Show of hands. Show of hands. Yes.
100%. So if you begin to pay attention, and this is what these events are about, is to help you pay attention to this pattern you have and you keep on having. Essentially, you'll be able to ask us question this Sunday, this coming up Sunday, because the event's going to be on Sunday, and we'll be able to identify this type of pattern as well for you. So I would say it's important to really look at what you're telling yourself in this moment of stillness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree. I I know that loneliness can be triggered by certain things, certain events that you go through that you take differently to how everyone else is reacting to.
Yeah.
Whether that be a loss or a realization, you can feel lonely in a decision you've made about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I would say this. I would say that stillness is often misunderstood. We've interpreted for so long. Well, to be fair, I mean, we are asked to be social a lot. So if it's for work or even going to school, there's a social aspect that, and I can tell you firsthand because I am homeschool my children. So um, me and Shem knows about the thing people say when it comes down to the need of being social and progressing in a social setting. But unfortunately, it gets a lot of people misinterpreting loneliness for what it truly is, and not recognizing that these are just moments of quietness, stillness for you to recalibrate. Yeah, or at least I interpret it.
Yeah, there's definitely moments in life, I'd say, where you feel like, yeah, you're lonely, but it is just it's a pause. You you needed a moment to just be with yourself and face yourself and deal with some crap, and that's okay. Like, you can feel lonely in that moment, or you can just acknowledge, oh, this is just passing. It's just here for me to have this moment with myself. And beyond even that, maybe in that moment you start meditating. Maybe you take up a bit of a practice with that, and you realize, oh wow, I'm actually feel kind of connected to everything around me. This isn't so bad anymore. Like, that could be a good thing too. So um, yeah, that no matter how it may, you decide how you wish to feel about any given event in your life, right? So if you feel lonely and that makes you feel, negative and bad and all of that, you got to be careful. I mean, it's okay to feel that way, but be careful you don't just get absorbed in that and start circling the drain. You know what I mean? Like, every moment there's a way to alchemize every moment in your life, including loneliness. So yeah, try to find that loving intent. Be kind to yourself.
What what I what I found is sometimes there's moments that you don't feel like you want you. It's like I found out that where my loneliness was moments where I didn't feel like being kind to myself, and I just didn't want to hear other people tell me that I should be kind right now. I wanted space to
Yeah.
berate those who I felt who had done me wrong, and I wanted to be able to, without interruption, berate myself for adequately for the things that I felt I had brought onto myself unnecessarily.
Right.
And
Yeah, that energy
you
of
know what I
like,
mean? I was
I
like,
don't
let
want a
me just
solution.
give,
I just want to be
yeah,
mad. All right.
I
Like,
just want to be
someone
mad
hands you
alone.
this handy little workbook of all the solutions and you just set it on fire. Like, I just want to be mad right now. Just let me be mad.
That's how I felt. And then afterwards, it's like, well, if you're surrounded by enough people, they'll be like, I'm gonna let you do that, but you're gonna have to do that alone because I can't watch you do that.
Right.
Or you find yourself surrounded by people who want you to do that, and they don't mind that you do that. And that's when I find the spiraling started for me, because who really lovingly wants you to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I felt in the moment that it was my right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, and it's okay too. If you feel that way, it's good to acknowledge it and work through it. Because if you have an emotion, the worst thing you can do is ignore it or not give it any validity whatsoever, or stuff it down or whatever else. Because all it's going to do is just going to come back and it's going to be way uglier the next time. Right? So I fail to remember the verse exactly, but even biblically, for anyone listening that may have a biblical back, like, it talks about that in the Bible about, like, it's okay, blow your top, like, get mad if you feel like you need to get mad, punch up a pillow, like, just don't. It's phrased like sin not, as in, like, don't go beat up your neighbor or anything, but like, if you're feeling that anger, like, feel it, like, deal with it, like, it's okay, rage into the pillow or into the dark or go outside and scream, like, it's okay. You feel it. It's valid. So
I would say just for the sake of manifestation and manifesting relationship that are fulfilling in your life, like I say, misery likes misery. So part of, you know, falling into the loneliness is also becoming miserable. And we've all been there to some extent. But I've definitely noticed that this is heavily associated with the misinterpretations of our state of being. So, for instance, alone is a state of being, but loneliness is an emotions that you choose to experience. So, the reason why I say that is because I'll give you an example. So, you may may feel lonely, and you're longing for a touch, someone to just give you that gentle touch, care, or speaking to you. But then look, you're not actually lonely, you're longing for something. The close truth is you're longing to, you know, experience someone touching you or someone talking to you, but you're not lonely. You know, it's just how we interpret it, and how we interpret it, therefore we feel.
You're craving an experience that you're simultaneously denying to yourself through saying,
Yeah.
I'm lonely. Like
Thank you, Bless.
your
This is
signals are
exactly
going,
what's true.
you know, like smashing
Yeah.
into each other. So
Yeah. Now, it's not to bypass the way people feel. It's not that, because I've been there, but I had a moment where I realized the difference between the idea of being alone, which is pretty much state of being, and then loneliness, when I lean in towards loneliness and what my habit became as a result. So like Shem said, you could have a relationship, you could have brothers, sisters, big families, still feel lonely. And that is the proof that to some degrees, there's a choice that's been made.
right.
And it's not to blame, it's just because, you know, sometimes you can misunderstand how you truly feel. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Your family example reminds me of what Shem brought up, even regarding like the quality of people that you're associating with. Maybe you don't vibe with your family at all, but you feel like you're supposed to or something. So now
Absolutely.
you are forcibly keeping yourself in a pattern of like basically just tripping over the same broom that's laying on the floor over and over because it doesn't mesh with you. It's not you, and being inauthentic to yourself, even if it's your family, even if it's a best friend from for years and years, and now suddenly you don't vibe with them anymore. Like it's just getting in your own way at that point. Even better, you're just putting your own foot out in front of yourself and tripping yourself over and over. Like that's why like you're having these conflicting ideas. So you got to be true to you.
Yeah. And to the point where you're making now, think about what Shem does, this quantum leaping and jumping and, you know, recollecting you in a child. Because I think that right now, I don't feel lonely right now. But if I was to go back to that child I was when I was 7, 8 years old, I kid you not, I can choose to feel that feeling again.
Oh
And
yeah.
it will make me feel lonely. And I will, like, my whole body will react to, like, from it. That memory alone will just make me experience that. So I think there is definitely a degree of understanding that is necessary to come out of that loop, that pattern.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And you can get locked into it if you're not careful. It'll feel like you're locked into it. You're never locked in, you're never trapped, but
Yeah.
it can feel that way.
Yeah. When Amundi said the longing, I was immediately transported back to the time before I don't remember exactly what age it was, but there was an age I decided that I wanted to have a life partner at some point. And every time I went to sleep, I realized, it was like a sudden realization, that my bed was emptier than I needed it to be at the moment, and that my pillow was colder than it needed to be at that moment. And I remember that longing. And in those moments, I would literally warm my pillow, and then I would roll over to my side so my pillow was warmer, and I would talk, and I would say good night, and I would say good morning. And I'm trying to remember it without jumping there.
Yeah.
and I had to pry myself away from the longing and try to apply actionable things to fill the space with aligned desire.
You were manifesting.
Yeah.
Without maybe at the time you didn't.
I didn't even
fully, but you just knew how to do it.
I just needed the longing to change, to shift. Right. And I remember speaking to them, so that because pillow talk was something I wanted. And I remember speaking about my day in the dark, just general. Yeah, I didn't enjoy my toast this morning at all. I was kicked out the front door before I could even finish it, and it got cold. It was raining.
Just don't like the heels, okay? I just don't like the
just stuff.
Right.
And then it made me feel less lonely in those moments. So when Amondi put it in terms of the fact that it's like he just gave language to what I was going through. I called it loneliness, but in fact it was longing. And I was able, without knowing, how to lift myself out of that. And it must have been about 5 years afterwards that I even met you.
Mm-hmm.
But my mornings and my night times go like that now. And it's only now I've clicked and realized, I was manifesting.
Yeah, I think the core base of feeling lonely, that's what we say, feeling lonely is something we choose to feel upon beliefs or when you look around you, you're setting your environment, and there's nothing wrong in choosing that. It's just that you choose to feel that way, but it doesn't mean it's reality. What things, because of my upbringing, a lot of things that I've learned how to do, it's to, I guess, like you say, create a language around the way I feel. And to some point, it has been very difficult for me to be understood by other people. But at the same time, I have been able to word certain aspect of the way I choose to feel or I don't choose to feel, or what is true reality and what is not. So a lot of these things is like part of the manifestation. There's things that I desire to have or I would love to have, let's say. And then I'm like saying to myself, well, I don't have them now. So I do acknowledge the fact that I don't have them, but that's just the current state. But what I'm feeling now and what the process I'm going through now, it's desiring something or projecting some things in order to obtain it.
Yeah.
And there's a huge difference when you begin to do that, because the creation of these patterns are more helpful as opposed to remaining in that state that you declare it is, because it's a declaration saying, I am lonely.
Yes,
so declaring this is what it is doesn't mean it's exactly the truth. And if you want to be on the quantum, if you want to, peel the quantum layers of it, you're never really lonely, because you cannot physically be lonely in terms of the quantum physics aspect of it, because you're connected to everything.
Right. Yeah, whether you want to handle it from a left brain or right brain perspective, you're never alone. Yeah. You're never actually alone. So
you never are.
Yeah.
What do you do in those moments? Where do you go in those moments if you experience those moments?
If I was going to be in a place, man, it's been a while. when I felt lonely before and knowing what I know now, I'd acknowledge it. But as you pointed towards little gestures you do, imagining what it would be like if it weren't the case, and what's your ideal situation, the more I learned about how things really work here, I started doing more of that. Like, yes, I acknowledged, I didn't lie to myself about the current state of things, but I just didn't give it any energy anymore. It's like I can acknowledge it. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. By the way, what's over here? And I would focus more on, like, okay, well, if I'm unsatisfied with where I am, what would satisfied feel like? What would it feel like to have that partner? What would it feel like to be around more friends, or to have like fun things to go do on the weekends, and whatever it is that would fill that imaginary void that I had created for myself, right? So for me, it was just like, man, oh God, I feel so good to be out with my friends on the weekend doing this thing, and maybe it was a past moment that I just projected into the future as like a yearly thing or something, because I already had a basis for how that felt. Right. So when you're first starting out, if you have trouble imagining how it would even feel, just take a past event and just pretend you're doing it again. It's a yearly thing you're doing now, or it's a whole thing. Right. So that helped me to be like, oh, wow, man, it did feel really good to do that. Oh, and it would feel even better to do it again because I had so much fun the first time. And the more that you keep yourself in that kind of energy instead of down here in the blue, boo, boo, energy, if you're more up here, not only do you feel a lot better, but things happen faster. If you imagine it like, like frequency waves, like the higher the frequency, the faster the waves are coming, right? Like the waves are moving much quicker. So you're not down in the muck, slow, keeping yourself from having what you're even after. So for me, yeah, it started out that way. And then as time went on, it was just easier and easier to just stay there. Like, wow, it feels pretty good here. I think I just want to stay up here in the good stuff. And, things came faster that were better and better. So yeah.
So it's very interesting what you two said about how you visualize and how you put yourself in that situation. Because part of this event and what I would love to share with the community, it's the ability, one, to spot these patterns you may have, and then why you're having them, and what is the beliefs attached to them. But also, I think when you project some things that you would love to experience, almost acting surprised about that experience. Say, oh my God, I'm so shocked, I'm surprised at how great that experience is. When you're going through that visualizations can make the world of difference, simply because it's like almost as if you do it without expectation, but yet you're experiencing it.
Right. You're leaving it open. You're still creating opportunity to leave it open, even, right? Like,
yeah.
I love that, because it's a proactive move that still leaves you in a space where you could react to a surprise. It's like, there's two layers to that. That's pretty smooth, Amondi.
Yeah.
Thank you. But that's how I keep my smile. I mean, sometimes it's just like, I love, okay, this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Often I can get surprises when people are trying to surprise me. Yeah, call it what you want.
I understand.
I almost know. So in order to still be surprised and excited in this life, practicing some of it and be happily surprised about the simple things, let's say, or even when an idea come to you about something you desire, you'd love, have that surprise face, like, oh wow,
yeah,
that just dropped in, it's amazing, and fit into that. So when you want to manifest relationship, it's the same thing. Like, maybe it's a new friend you're gonna have coming into your life next week. It might not be your life partner, but it's when you just like remain excited about it.
You bump into someone at the coffee shop, or you go into the gas station even, and you happen to just strike up a conversation out of nowhere with some random person there, and it turns out you vibe pretty well, and now you got a new friend, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, don't limit it, but like play with it. Be playful with it. Imagine yourself in these different scenarios and be like, wow, wouldn't that be great? Oh, gee whiz,
And I had an experience like that because when I went and
Sorry,
I went to renew
petrol
my passport.
station. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I went to renew my passport the other day, and
We understood.
we understood. I went to renew my passport the other day, and then I remember being on the way back in the train. It was pretty late, and when you feel that emotion of stillness, you could think you're lonely because there's no one in that train. But I didn't. I just took my time. I think I was listening to music or whatever.
Mhm.
And then when I arrived to the train station, I stood up, and this guy started talking to me. And everybody in the train, he specifically decided he wants to talk to me. Come to find out, he didn't know I was French to begin with. The first conversation he had, it was about how where I am now was highly influenced by the French people.
Oh, interesting.
Well-known figurehead and people that are from France, or at least interacted with France. And it was a lovely experience. It really was. It was a proof like I'm not lonely. Like it was just so
you're not lonely. You're just closing it all off. Because you're saying you're lonely over and over. Like there's it's all you out there. Imagine that you're just having conversations with best friends everywhere you go. Like you could talk to a stranger and just have the best conversation ever out of nowhere, as Amoni just said.
And you don't know what that stranger may be to you. And as much as you may be looking for a romantic relationship and that stranger you don't know if they have a brother, sister, or whatever that can lead to that. You can never really decide how it's going to unfold.
Yeah. You have a conversation with an 80-year-old, lovely little, lady or older fella on a train, and you're like, well, this isn't going to lead, well, you don't say this, but maybe like, how is this going to lead to my love connection ever? Turns out they've got a granddaughter or something that they're meeting, and as you both step off the train, you're like, oh my goodness, hello, and you get introduced, and there's your in. Bang, you're in there, right? Like you never know.
Or you just started a business and you realize, wow, it's so hard to have a business deal. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm not doing well. And then all of a sudden, boom, unexpectedly.
Yeah,
but
out of nowhere.
But not confusing that moment of stillness, not start, indulging in feeling lonely. It is important sometimes. And it's not to say you should feel bad because you feel lonely. Like I said, we've all been there. But that to trying to, or at least switch it. It's like fear and excitement. If you can just shift.
Just shift it a little bit.
It makes a difference.
Yeah. And you were saying about music, and I've always loved bossa nova.
Yes.
Oh, I love that too, actually.
And it's got to be in Portuguese. Like it's this, my whole, I don't know how from very young, I took to that music, and I realized that a part of what makes it what it is the fact that most of the genre talks about longing. Most of the songs come from even a melody frame of longing, even the chords they pick. So when Amondi said, you're not lonely, you're just in the longing of, I think there's an out when you frame it like that, because then you can ask yourself, the next question is, what am I longing for?
Right. It leads into, it's an opening that way. It's not just you running headfirst into the dead end over and over and wondering why your head's not opening a path for you, ramming it into the wall repeatedly. Like, there's a way out that way. So
yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that. I really do. And it can, and when it's based around like more family, and you being surrounded by a bunch of people, but you're just not vibing, or you feel like you can't present your true self or present your authentic self. Now, if you frame it as a longing, then it's like, I long for deeper connection than the ones I'm experiencing right now. And that's okay. And then you can bring in what Bless was talking about, which is being compassionate about that with yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just be kind to yourself. There's no reason not to, like you're you. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool to be me. So you should, feel pretty cool to be you. You're a unique note in the choir. The song wouldn't exist without you. So just keep that in mind.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
That
beautiful.
is so true.
Okay. Anything else, Melekta? Any other questions, or are we done for the day?
I think. Well, I'm gonna say something in the meanwhile, saying that basically, that is why you can come to the event for finding out how to spot these patterns and come out of that looping that you keep on having and experiencing, and also connect with the community.
Yeah, come connect. In the event itself, we break down much more specific, go into great detail on a lot of things, and just giving people a space to ask things in a more private, more intimate setting. I mean, everybody who's there is there to empower and improve themselves. And if you come and you ask your own personal questions, that is usually the moment where you'll get something that's just like, that's what it was. Like it could be just one sentence. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
It's there for you guys. Like we want you to be everything that we know and we found and experienced throughout our lives. We want to share with you to empower you, to allow you to go out and be have a much better physical experience, let's say. So
Yeah.
So I think we actually posted the register link for the event in the chat.
Yeah, everything's in the chat or the description.
Or the description, exactly. So if you want to register for the event, the event's going to be this Sunday, 22nd.
Yep. Also, Bless does his one-to-one mentorship as well. If you want to reach out to him about that.
Yes, starting
that's
that.
Available. That's available. I'm so excited.
Shoot me an email.
This is something you've really wanted to do. So I'm really glad for you.
It'll be fun to branch out into that. I've been doing it in Meet Space for a while, so
it's okay. This is brilliant that you've opened it up to everyone else as well. And I have my readings available. You can either pop over to my channel, see what resonates, or book a one-on-one with me. And until
they're
next
magical,
time,
by the way. I've done one myself. So
thank you. And we'll be catching everyone tomorrow. We're popping on tomorrow, and we're having these discussions every day this week. Just reaching out to everyone, even if you can't get to the event on Sunday, just pop in the chat, and we'll be here.
I was going to mention as well, you're going to have until at least Sunday just before the events to register anyway. So that give you ample time. And like Shem said, if you can't, then we'll see you around. In our lives.
Yeah, and if you can always register afterwards and get the replays. They're all available in the library. You'll have access to the library as well. All right. Much love to all of you, and have a brilliant day or evening. And
it's wonderful seeing all of you.
Thank you. All right.